What's up, Nerf Herders? I'm Scott.
John.
J-Bone.
And welcome to the Nerf Herders podcast. This is episode 7. Got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Thank you guys for coming along. Please check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/NerfHerdersPodcast, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and tell all your friends about us. Bring them on by. We are going to be here every single week. So, movie news. Really dry week.
Yeah.
But a couple things, that should be mentioned.
It's a desert out there.
It is, dude. So it's kind of rumored right now that JJ Abrams is expected to come back and direct episode 9.
I saw that. Yeah.
And people are saying that this might be, one of the big announcements that's going to come out of Star Wars Celebration. And that's why JJ Abrams is going to be there to kick things off. That this might be something to kind of close out that opening ceremony.
That'd be really cool.
Say it, Perm. Come on, man.
I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, that's fucking awesome.
This is how I feel about it. I feel if they're confident enough, because apparently Disney's seen the movie already, and they're really happy with it.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, so if they're confident enough to be like, we want
done.
JJ back.
It's got to be done.
Wait a minute. All the editing, too? All that stuff?
They
or
have
just
to have
the
it.
raw?
There's sure post-production and stuff and special effects.
Probably like
I would say
I wonder
they're
if
in
they
the
cut the music in yet.
well, they're in the phase.
They got to have music going by now.
Yeah, they're in the phase. I think that it's like probably just little tweaks here and there, but they have to have it almost completely done at least by the summer.
So they saw it, huh?
Yeah,
like they
were happy.
I'm sure they had maybe
No
like
way.
a rough cut, like ready to go.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does happy mean? Like happy, like oh yeah, we're happy with the product, or we're thrilled. This is mind-blowing product.
Well, dig this. The last time something like this happened with kind of like a pop culture film was Guardians of the Galaxy. Before Guardians came out, they were straight up just like, we're happy with this. James Gunn crushed it. Like greenlight Guardians of the Galaxy 2 before the first one even came out. So that's
really,
and that's a sign of trust right there, which is like, we're doing a second one, we're bringing back the director before we've even shown this movie to the public.
That's kind of the same.
That's how I'm feeling with this. I mean, we already know episode 9 is coming, but if they're this happy with what JJ did and they want him to come back and close this out, that gives him and his crew enough of a break to step out for a little bit, let Rian Johnson come in, do 8, and that gives him all that time to ease into this episode 9.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it must show something where, they don't think it's going to fail.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're going to release this, and we have enough confidence that this is going to be so good that people are going to want JJ back before they even seen the movie,
Exactly.
Because, like, if the movie flops, like, no one wants JJ to come back. Like, that's just going to be a big thing. So they must have enough confidence that it's going to succeed and be amazing that people are not going to boycott it.
Exactly. And that's awesome. I'm totally down with that. I mean, it's all speculation at this point in juncture, but... we go to Celebration and they drop this bomb. I mean, we'll be one of the first people to hear this and report on it, which would be awesome. It'd be
actual
really cool.
Confirmation.
Yeah, I'm thinking. They're saying there's a big announcement that's going to be at Celebration, and I think this could be it. This could be a huge thing. They're going to show footage for 7 and be like, JJ Abrams will be directing 9. Maybe we get a release date right there too, since they just dropped 8. Who knows?
Yeah, because they've been pretty Disney and Marvel have been pretty like solid on like when they announced all those Marvel release dates. They're just like, all right, this is when it's all coming out. Like no delays, no nothing. This is your deadline.
Right.
And it's like they seem pretty straight on that.
They got a hell of a business structure.
Oh my God,
Disney
cash flow city, dude. Cash flow city.
It's funny because it's like 5 years ago. If you said that Disney was going to buy the rights to Star Wars, man, everyone would have like been rioting.
Oh yeah.
And look at how well it's come together.
It's fantastic.
We're getting like a new Battlefront, which we're about to talk about anyway.
Absolutely.
But we're getting a new Battlefront, and we're getting all these movies, and everything's almost falling into place, and the budget is perfect.
Merchandising.
I can buy more clothes and.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's so cool, man.
Now I was just listening to you guys like talk about this Abrams thing. It's like, it kind of oozes confidence, from Disney and stuff. Especially if they seen. I didn't know they saw it, man. I didn't even think about that. Like it totally just like blew past my mind. Like, oh yeah, like Disney's got to see this.
It's got to be.
They got to start test screening this stuff.
I think John Williams is set to do the score with the London Symphony Orchestra. Pretty soon. He hasn't officially recorded the entire score or anything.
You wonder if that would be a big announcement
awesome.
if John Williams is going to close out Celebration with a concert.
That would be. That might be asking for God to come back.
Yeah, I mean,
oh man, that would That would just be the icing
Kind of
on the
like
cake.
with 5 with the fireworks and stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean a full blown amphitheater, like
Hollywood Bowl. It's just like
Oh, dude,
you know,
that'd be
the
unreal.
greatest venue
But
in
that would be
City.
it would you. I don't know, man, because you only have so many seats and tickets. You know, you'd have to like campers would be
sell-
camping out
yeah,
the
those would be
2
like-
days
Oh, yeah.
before.
Those would be like $300 tickets. Like,
Yeah,
hands
especially
down.
there. I mean, me and Chris went and saw him, and those tickets were kind of steep, and we were like right there. But I'll tell you what, man, if he comes back around, and hopefully he does, that's something that's a once in a lifetime.
Yeah,
thing.
it's a
amazing.
bucket
yeah.
list thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I mean, speaking of John Williams, then, so he is not going to be scoring Rogue One, and I think this is really good news
yeah,
because he's exclusive to the trilogy now. So you
Yep.
don't want to like stretch him thin. You know, let him focus on the movies, and I think
Mm.
that kind of keeps those movies. It's like, all right, these are standalone movies. This is the trilogy because John Williams, dude, the Star Wars music is its own genre of music.
Right.
He created a genre with this music.
yeah.
So I think it's
agree.
good to separate it.
yeah, I agree. I don't know if I want like the same music in all the standalone films because I want the standalone films to kind of just feel different and like a breath of fresh air, like this new breed coming in
Exactly.
and kind of just telling these stories that like we never really knew about or thought about before. And like I absolutely don't want any kind of a John Williams touch to it. You know, I don't want it to like.
They might even
footsie.
pick up. Gosh, dude, who's a hot guy out there now, man? Like Zimmer.
I just want it to feel different, you know? I don't want it to, like, especially if it's, like, a heist movie, like, what they're kind of hinting at. There's some kind of heist involved with, like, the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
I want, like, some different kind of music, you know? I want something that, like, gives it that tone. I don't want it to be this, like, very symphonic, like, stylized music. I want it
This
to be
is,
something different.
Off topic,
yeah.
you know, he's a really good composer, and I really like his stuff because it makes the movies like so. Excuse me, so eerie as Trent Reznor. I know he
Yeah, his
probably
scores-
he wouldn't fit that movie at
Yeah, it'd
all.
be way too soft. But
Wait,
he's
yeah.
really good with just those simple, like, you could take 4 notes in some, like, underlining tones
Right.
and make something, like, ugh, that kind of
Yeah.
just, like, really digs.
Yeah, really digs hard. Yeah.
And that's 9 Inch Nails for you. So this is kind of neat. This is something that's been talked about for a little bit now. But now Bruce Campbell kind of came out and said it again, is he's been working on this expendables type horror film because essentially he's like, yeah, I go to these conventions, I see all my buddies and stuff, and now he wants to put together this movie. The thing is he's so busy with this Evil Dead TV show now, which is talked to be just going for 5 seasons. Like, this would be killer if it happened, but when's the time going to be there?
Right.
And especially when he's stressed for time, like him alone. You know, if you're cranking out these episodes, man, you're gonna have to do it in your off season. But then in the off season, that's when the shows are being aired, so it's like you're already working on the next season if
Yeah.
you get greenlit. So it's like, man, you're going to be stretched so thin, you know. And
Yeah.
well, I mean,
it'd be
it's
killer if they did it. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'd be more or less curious to see what kind of a plot it would be. I guess, you know what I mean? Like, is it going to be everybody playing themselves? Like Bruce Campbell's Bruce Campbell, Robert Englund is Robert Englund. It's like everybody playing themselves or something. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of interesting.
I think it would be cool to do something like that where you have everyone playing themselves. And
like
it's
Tall
almost
Man
like,
in there or something. Yeah.
yeah, like they all hang out, like, and then some shit goes down, you
Yeah.
know, and they have to go into like beast mode, but like
almost like what they did. Almost like what they did with like My Name Is Bruce.
exactly.
But with everybody.
yeah, I think that'd be really fun. I think, especially Robert Englund, who just I don't know. I think
Oh, man.
everything he does is awesome.
God,
That
My Name
dude
is
is a
Bruce.
good
What
actor.
was that movie about
Characters.
again? I remember seeing My Name is Bruce and I liked it.
That was Bruce Campbell essentially playing himself.
Yeah.
Where, like, this kid comes and kidnaps him because there's this like ancient Chinese demon like haunting the cemetery.
Yeah, like the portal opens and like this
God, it's
Chinese
been
demon
forever.
from like the netherworld comes and
Yeah.
It's like
And-
Kotal Khan, dude.
and like this kid is like a super big like Evil Dead nerd, so he's just like, oh yeah, Bruce Campbell can help me, and like Bruce Campbell like plays himself like living in a trailer, like struggling for work, you know.
This drunk trailer bum
Yeah.
man.
God, it's been forever since
The movie's
I've seen
awesome.
it.
It's such a
Yeah,
fun,
I
like
like it.
super low budget.
I remember
movie.
watching Bubba Hotep like a year and a half, 2 years ago,
Dude.
and
that was great.
I really like the soundtrack to that movie, man. I really like
gosh,
those
man.
like those types of guitars where it's got that southwestern like,
Yeah.
you know,
that movie kicks ass, man.
Yeah.
Everybody check out Bubba
like that
Hotep
twang,
if you
like
haven't
that
seen
twang
that.
guitar, you know.
Yeah, that movie's fantastic. Last bit of movie news is that it's thin. This is kind of interesting. So a couple things came out just describing what we can expect to see from Jared Leto's Joker. So just a couple bullets on here. He is going to be based on the Dark Knight Returns Joker, which is awesome because the Jokers that we've had, Jack Nicholson was way over the top. Heath Ledger's was really dark and more smart about things. The thing about the Joker in the Dark Knight Returns is he's very sinister, but it's such a black humor, comical sinister kind of a Joker, which is cool.
I gotta read that. Yeah, I have it. It's in my thing up in my bedroom. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, dude, it's cool because it's nice to know because we're gonna get a different incarnation of the Joker. Like, it's not gonna be trying to do anything that's been done before. They're really going this Dark Knight Returns way, and that's kind of what the movie seems like it's been anyways with Batman and Superman. And we know that we're gonna get the armor with Batman.
Suit
exactly
looks like the Dark Knight, like the Frank Miller Batman
with the short ears and everything.
The short ears and the bat logo is like stretched, and it's not exactly like a yellow logo or something. It's
right.
It's all coming together seemingly like
because that's what Snyder's doing too, ain't he? For Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's costume.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
That's
about.
what we're saying. So it's Dark Knight Returns-esque.
Yeah.
And the Joker, it's going to be known in the movie here. I don't know if they're going to put this on screen, but it's just going to be something known. It'll be brought up, but he's killed a Batman sidekick.
Robin.
So you could essentially assume that's Robin or Nightwing.
Or even Batgirl or something. Like, they might bring in some shit like that,
Yeah, it kills...
who knows?
Oracle, what's her name? Barbara Gordon or something,
Yeah. And it's also said that Batman's going to be in the movie, which is interesting.
Are they going to have
Affleck's going to make an appearance?
Yeah, they're supposed to, Affleck's Batman is supposed to appear, not to have a big part in it, but apparently, what they're talking about right now is the fact that Batman's not really known, which is a really contradicting thing in a sense because this Batman's supposed to be old, experienced, and grizzled up, but people are still just kind of like, who's the Batman? Type of an attitude.
In the Suicide movie? So it's almost like a prequel?
Not so much that they're going to focus on Batman, but it's everybody knows about him. They're not going to ignore the fact that Batman exists. So you might hear Harley Quinn, they might be doing something and mention, oh, we got to be careful because of the Batman. You know what I mean? It might just be a subcontext to it. But
I wonder if they think
he's supposed to show up. I heard.
I wonder if because you said I remember that too. You were saying that how he's old, grizzled. He's been around the block a few times. Saying his first rodeo. You wonder if they're kind of using that to their advantage. Oh well, he's old. He's still a threat. He can still pop out of the shadows at any second. But most likely not. So let's just continue doing our fucking heist.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's kind of cool. They're not going to negate the fact that Batman's out there, which is cool. Yeah. I like that a lot. He's supposed to be buff, and Jared Leto came straight out and said I'm bulking up for this role. So Jared Leto's a small guy; he can't get crazy huge. But the Joker's not going to be some skinny, dankly guy.
Man, you wonder if he's going to be on steroids.
Wait! Did you say steroids?
Hey now.
So. That's pretty neat.
Cool, hell yeah. I'm digging it.
And the last thing on here is pretty cool. He's not going to be wearing makeup. He's going to have white bleached skin.
So Michael Jackson. Well, that's you know what though. In all seriousness.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's really cool because it shows that the Heath Ledger Joker took that role to a whole nother level. He's gotta take his mind and his body to a place where it's never been before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what I think it's gonna work out good. Look at Christian Bale and in some of his roles he's been as small as Jared Leto. But then you look at him in American Psycho,
Machine Man or whatever,
or even his Batman role, he's fucking jacked,
He beefed up,
he's gigantic, and Jared Leto's known
it's hip to be square.
Yeah, Jared Leto's known for his weight gains and losses for his characters. He played the dude who killed John Lennon. He gained 150 pounds for that role. Maybe 200 pounds.
He's hardcore dedicated, which is that's why he's perfect for the Joker. He's going to get really into that role.
He's very known for his ability to gain and lose weight.
It's a shame because it's a shame because everyone's going to compare him to Heath Ledger, and they're going to be like Heath Ledger lives on forever, man. He is the best Joker, and it's you wonder, but I don't know. Time will tell, man. We'll see what happens when the movie finally comes out, and it's whoa.
It comes down to
that
this.
is amazing,
And I've said this before, I think, not on this, but like back when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, everybody said it was the biggest mistake. Like, every single headline was like, Christopher Nolan just buried this franchise. He destroyed it.
Until that first teaser photo came out, it was just like, damn, dude, that's pretty dark looking.
Like, nobody had any hope for Heath Ledger. They all thought he was going to be a flop. They thought it was going to be awful, and it turned out to be one of the best roles ever. And, like, people are going to shit on Jared Leto because it's like, oh, Jared Leto, this pretty boy, he's only played these roles. But it's like, I think Jared Leto's a phenomenal actor.
He is. He absolutely is.
And I think if anyone's going to be the Joker, it's got to be Jared Leto. Like, I figured, like, when they were casting, either Jared Leto was going to... He has to be a villain in a superhero movie eventually.
Yeah.
And I figured they were going to put him as the Riddler. Like, initially.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But even the Joker is like a close second with like the way he can act and he can take over that role as that just weird freak kind of guy, you know. I think that's kind of his acting style. Is he's very outlandish and just very like animated.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think like
he's going to crush it. And to your point, I think that's why they're stirring so far away from Heath Ledger's Joker and giving just like, listen, we're going to give you something you've never seen with the Joker just to separate that comparison. They don't want to do anything where it's going to draw back to anything with Heath Ledger. Because, I mean, you can't touch that performance. You can give us another amazing Joker that's just like jaw-dropping, but it's never going to be in the same vein as to what Heath Ledger brought to that character. He created that character. Yeah. Chris Nolan might have put it on paper, but Heath Ledger breathes so much life into that.
And it depends on what kind of mood and setting that movie's going to bring. You know, like it's going to be like a Guardians where each character is going to have their time, and you're going to be drawn to each character, and then you know what I mean. So you're going to be like captive. You know, so it's going to hit you at all angles, all these different like emotions and feels, and like the vibe that the movie's going to give. I don't know. I'm rambling, but yeah, it's going to be cool.
But I think I'm this much more excited for Suicide Squad right now than I am for this Batman vs Superman movie.
Yeah,
I am really, really stoked for this movie.
I'm stoked to see Deathstroke, dude. Like,
oh, dude,
yeah, I'm really stoked to see.
I think
that when Joe Manganiello,
yeah,
dude, he's gonna rock that.
I don't know. I think when the initial photos are released of like the characters and their costumes and stuff, everyone's gonna be kind of like, okay, like let's chill. Because when everyone was hating on Ben Affleck and like everyone was like posting photos of like says Affleck with like a big X through his name, like fuck Affleck, and then they posted the picture of Affleck in the suit and everyone's just like,
yeah, pretty much, dude.
Okay, like that looks like Batman. That looks really good, you know.
I don't know if y'all noticed too. So okay, that first image they released, right? We got Affleck just kind of staring down, dude, with the Batmobile,
gigantic muscles. Like,
did you notice though in the back tire?
Yeah, the Joker face.
There's a Joker mask that's like kind of like. I mean, it's there.
You can barely see it. Yeah,
but it's there. Like,
yeah, it's like your eyes play trick
it's
on
not
you.
Smoke, dude. Like it was definitely put there. Which is, I don't know, man.
I'm really excited.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this stuff, dude. But Suicide Squad, man. Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely ready for that. So we went and saw Chappie the other day, and
Chappie.
Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna talk about this a little bit here. This is gonna be a spoiler discussion. So, if you haven't seen the movie, we're gonna do this. All right, spoilers are coming now. Mute it, and then we'll do this again when we're done with spoilers. But if you've seen the movie, hang out because
fast forward till probably I start rambling about video games.
Fast forward to 40 minutes.
Yeah. To comics.
But yeah, I think I can say, man, we all really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, that was amazing. I thought I went in there. I saw some of the reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes, and everyone was shitting on this movie.
We're gonna talk about Rotten Tomatoes.
We're gonna get to this critic stuff.
It was awful. I was like, man, this movie's gonna be really bad. I feel bad because I love Neil Blomkamp, and I'm like, how did this flop so badly in the theaters? And then I went and saw it with you guys, and it's just like, what the hell is on like everyone doing? Who thought this was bad, and why the hell did they think it was so bad? Like it had its moments of like, okay, that's like stupid or whatever, but
yeah, definitely
that's with any movie. And
exactly. Every movie's gonna have something.
It was so damn good.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, but I was more emotionally attached to the character Chappie, a fucking robot, than probably anybody. Groot did the same thing to me. In Guardians of the Galaxy, a damn tree. Like I had emotional
CGI character.
Exactly, and it's just like I have more attachment to these characters than like live characters who were like winning Oscars and all this other crap.
Exactly.
It
Well,
just
look at
blows
Dawn
my
of the
mind.
Planet of the Apes, man. Like, look at what they did with the apes. Dude. You get you're like, yeah, there's so much emotion that's coming with these characters. It's unreal.
Yeah. That beginning scene in the movie when they start showing, I thought that was kind of it's almost like a Blomkamp staple at this point, where they kind of like they interview people who
They gotta make it real.
Yeah, make it real, make it believable.
That
And they're
little
just
shaky
like
cam sequences. And
they're like, yeah, what
But I like
Chappie,
that.
what
It's his
Chappie
touch,
did,
you know?
Yeah, it
what
is.
Chappie did was it'll never be. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's it for him. Like, wait, this is we're spoiling this, right? This is all.
Yeah. We'll just speak.
Well, I'm
open.
ripping it open.
Rip it,
Then it's
dude.
like, all right, well, Chappie's gonna die. I'm sorry.
yeah, but he doesn't die. Like, that's the thing, is like he doesn't die. Like, what's he doing?
Chest burster.
I said it right. I was like, well, he's dead. Like, that's it for that. Like, get ready for a tearjerker. Get ready for like a good movie, but I'll probably never see it again because it'll remind me of the stupid freaking Omega Man remake with Will Smith.
God.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend, when the dog dies, the CGI dog. I mean, CGI dog, but I was like, come on, man. Like, you really got to kill the dog on screen like that? Like, come on, man.
God,
Like,
that movie sucked.
That pissed me off more than anything.
Well,
Like,
anyways.
the movie sucked, but like you killed the dog.
yeah.
You know, like you don't kill the dog.
That whole movie can kiss my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that movie.
If you kill a dog, you got to do it like without showing the dog die.
Yeah, it's
like in
little-
Jurassic Park 2, dude, in the Lost World, where like the T-Rex is holding like the dog chain.
Oh
Yeah.
That was okay. They killed the dog, but it was funny. Like, anyway, back to we got to stay on topic here. Chappie.
I mean, I thought it was very good. I told Bernice, I was like, wow, you totally got to see this movie, because she went to go see Cinderella. She said she loved it, and then I was like, well, we're gonna go see Chappie, and I told her that we loved it, and she's like, wow, really? She's like, really? It's like, I'm telling you, like, you're gonna get connected to this robot like really quick. Like, and it's so hard. I noticed it's so hard because this society we live in now, like, everyone's just like, I want it now. Like, everything's so fast. Like, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, like, I'm going to go on my phone, go off my phone, like, internet, social media, everything's so quick. So it's like when you kind of, like, slow down and, like, get connected to, like, someone, like, an artificial intelligence like that. And that movie is kind of long, like a 2-hour movie, 2:15, 2.5 maybe max. I was like, wow, like, I'm impressed, man. Like, you totally captivated my attention from like start to finish with like this robot. It took a while to get Chappie in its form, but I was like, I was supremely surprised. One thing I forgot to ask you guys, one thing that I thought was kind of a plot hole was the part where he put the little like AI chip in him, and he starts, like, hey, I'm Chappie, and he's learning, and he's like, oh, he's going to learn at such an astonishing rate, and then when Hugh Jackman's character pulls the chip out, I thought to myself, well, he's not going to learn anymore, like he's done learning, like he's cut off, but he kept on learning. Like, he kept on taking, like, the PS4s and just, like, and then blowing everything up.
Yeah, well, the chip was something separate.
I don't think the chip was a learning, like, chip. I think the chip was more of, like, this is the override, like, code.
For everything. So from this moment forward, you can't on his own.
Because that's what Hugh Jackman did. He put that thing in and essentially wiped everything out when he was, running his stuff.
It wasn't like learning capabilities. It was more like control over the robots. Yeah. So once you like remove that, it's like you take it and you put it in, and you have control over the systems. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, because he put
like
the computer into him and like plugged it into the back of his head. It was just basically like updating like the software in the robot, which essentially gave him the ability to just learn and be like an infant, but at like a supreme AI technology rate, where it's just like, it's AI, dude. Like, it's not a brain where you can forget anything. It's like a 15 million terabyte computer system where everything that you go into, like, it's just stored. It's just, you can learn at an astronomical rate. Like, it was. Yeah. I thought the way that they portrayed showing Chappie from, first kind of, all right, here he is. Now it's like, okay, there's like this infant robot towards the end with how much he learned and developed and
within
stuff.
like a day or two.
Amazing.
It's supposed to be like 5 days until you die, but like by day 5 he was cracking like algorithms that were beyond human, that weren't even like available yet, like Lawnmower Man shit,
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think the film had just amazing
awesome.
like undertones.
Lawnmower
and
Man is
like
awesome, dude. That needs to be remade. That Lawnmower Man needs to be remade, man. Okay, sorry.
Anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say. Thank you. J-Bone comes up with like the tangents, dude. He's just like
Sideswiper.
Lawnmower Man was a killer movie, man. That movie, come on, that's a killer movie. That's an awesome movie, man.
It's out there. It's cool.
It's out there, but it's if you open your mind, like it's cool, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Quaid.
But yeah, dude. So the one thing that I heard a lot of people talking about they didn't like, and something that I was not liking, were these side gangster characters. I could not get behind these characters. I like the girl from the get go for the most part.
Yeah,
but
it's hard. It was hard.
It was hard. Yeah, at the beginning it was just like, man, you guys are really, really crappy people. Like, you are terrible people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got this other guy who's a really bad guy, but it's like, you're just a notch under him. It's like, I can't feel anything.
Oh, the buff like ruler.
Yeah. It's like, I
Yeah.
can't feel anything towards your characters. And as the movie went on, and you can see that they started to become a little bit more humane and started to like understand Champion. They started to actually like care for him like legitimately. It's like, okay, like now I can kind of get behind you a little bit, but it never fully connected.
I like that America dude, like the guy with like the handlebar like mustache.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Mexican
I liked
guy.
him. Yeah, I liked him. I thought he was like probably the best one out of all of them because like
He
he
had
at
a
least
little-
treated like Chappie like nicely, you know.
Yeah.
Like yeah, he like was a part of all the bullshit when they like left Chappie to like fend for himself.
Which was the
Which
biggest
was
plot hole
stupid.
in the
Yeah, that
whole
was a
movie
plot
for
hole.
me.
But like for the most part, he was pretty chill. Like throughout the
Yeah.
rest of it with Chappie, like he understood that Chappie's like a learning computer and doesn't understand like what they're trying to get him to do.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
And I think like my favorite thing about this film was just like all the underlying like messages and tones about like society today. You know,
Absolutely.
and how like we have all these like systems in place and all these things, and we have such a violent culture, but like somehow this AI technology learning computer, whatever, which was basically a child in growing up throughout this 5-day span, so like an adult could understand wrong from right, and it's like it's just like if they can do it, anyone else can, like evil is taught. It's not like you're not born a bad person. No one's born bad, but you learn it.
Exactly.
And I think that was the main like thing with. I think that's the main theme about this movie was just like you learn this shit, So maybe we should teach each other to treat each other better because, the future like kids are gonna grow up shitty if we keep acting shitty,
Yeah.
And I
that,
think
that
that's
was
what
nice
this-
how they did that too, because it's like when he's hanging out with these gangsters and stuff, that's what he's essentially growing up is what's normal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like the whole movie is centered around like them trying to turn him into this like ass kicking killing machine to like go perform this heist. And yeah, like he's going for it because this is what he's learning. It's like firsthand on this. It's like, yeah, this is the person I am type thing. The only thing that keeps any kind of like moral stability to Chappie throughout the movie is when Dev Patel comes up and he's like, listen, I am your maker. I'm going to teach you what a promise is. You need to promise me that you're not going to do this.
Right.
And that's the only thing that he's holding on to. And I like the conflicting idea in Chappie where it's like, okay, I'm a gangster, and he's doing all of his stuff because that's what he's being told to do. But as soon as it comes down to this heist, it's like, can't.
Yeah, and he
You know what
doesn't
I mean?
realize like that gangster shit is like a bad thing until it actually
Exactly.
comes down to hurting people. Like, I got all teary eyed when they were like, they taught him to throw like the knife, and they're like, yeah, if you cut somebody, that's just like they like it, like you're putting them to sleep, so it's not a bad thing. So Chappie's like killing people with these knives or whatever, and he sticks this one cop, and the cop's like in pain. And he like goes up to the guy and he's just like, I'm sorry, like I didn't know this hurt you.
I thought you were going to go to sleep.
I thought you were going to sleep. Like I didn't know this hurt you. Like, and then Chappie's just he doesn't even have a facial expression because it's a robot, but you could almost
You feel it.
you
yeah.
feel like he's like has this awful expression on his face, like, oh my god, what have I done? Like I just hurt this man,
And that's something I love so much about this movie, man, because it's like we're saying, it's like you take this infant robot, let's say, and as he's growing up, he's learning so quick. He's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with this until he finally sees something is wrong with this.
Right.
And I think that plays a lot, man, where it's just like how much of an effect, like wrongdoings do, or how fragile, a child's mind is, let's say, to grow up in this kind of an environment or only be taught these kinds of things, that the kind of damage you can really do to a human being, by just surrounding them with that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of undertone, themes to this movie that I don't want to say people didn't pick up on, but maybe because they were so taken out of it by other things, they couldn't really get absorbed into that character of Chappie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
agree, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and because of that emotional connection you get with Chappie and everything, you feel all of that. Like you're saying, it's like, yeah, that scene, man, when he's pulling that star out of the cop, and it's just like, he's like, I'm sorry. It's like, like this is the first time he's realizing he's doing wrong, and it was emotional. It really was.
Yeah, very emotional.
They gave him some sort of like facial expression. Like his eyes were like,
That's why they gave like those little those little bars. It was almost like the brow, like the chin. It was perfect. How the character design was perfect. But
movie was fucking awesome. I don't know. Fuck these critics.
Oh, I was telling Perm. I was like, at the end when they showed the District 9 little scene, a little glimpse. Yeah, I said when that shit comes out on Blu-ray, you almost gotta like wonder and pause that scene if they show like the alien just kind of like in the corner.
Imagine if they if they had someone just kind of like chilling there.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I mean, nice. So, yeah. I mean, we love the movie. The movie was awesome. There's obviously things about it that aren't perfect. But
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10 for me, as my enjoyment level, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Like it's for me sitting down and enjoying that movie and just really being able to get invested in the character, I'm gonna go 8.5.
Yeah, I'll say 8. I'll say 8.
8 or 9 for me. Like anywhere in that range.
That was really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, and I mean, I even enjoyed the gangster characters aside from the main dude with the mullet. Like he was just more annoying at times, but I loved I loved the humor that they put on his character.
Yeah, they did a good job with taking something dark and making it humorous.
Like when he was an asshole, I didn't like it, but there was parts where he was pretty funny, and I enjoyed that. So I'd give it like an 8 to 9, anywhere in that range. But and that's the thing I'm talking about is like Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave this a 30%.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
that's what we need to tap dance into a little bit here, because I think there's two differences here. There's two really big differences when it comes down to A, critiquing a movie, and B, how you're going to feel about it when you walk out of the movie theater. Number one, how did you enjoy the movie? Was it entertaining to you? Would you watch it again? Can you look past the problems in it? Were the things that you liked about the movie enough to outweigh the things you didn't like? I liked it. That's what Chappie was to me. Everything that Chappie brought to the screen, being one of the best characters I feel in a long time, outweighed any problems I had with the beginning of the movie. But then you go to the second side of things. Well, artistically, this was a plot hole, and this was a plot hole, and this dialogue was dumb, and blah, blah, blah. So guess what? This movie sucks. There's two different ways that people look at movies, and the problem with these movie critics is they're so quick to dissect the movie and be like, well, this is a plot hole. That's it. I'm done with the movie. And it's like, dude, sit back, enjoy the movie, allow yourself to get sucked into it. There's an audience for everything. I'm not saying everybody's got to love every single movie out there, but there's an audience for every single movie. And the people that enjoy certain movies, even if they suck, it's because they're entertaining to them. That stupid-ass movie Sharknado, dude. Like, that movie blew up. I didn't like the movie at all. I didn't even find it entertaining. But it went on a craze.
Yeah.
If you look at that stylistically, the movie's a piece of shit. But if you look at the enjoyment level that people can get out of it, you can sit back with some friends and get laughs out of it. Does it really make it a bad movie at that point?
Right.
Like, stylistically, it's not the best movie. The dialogue's terrible and stuff. Yeah. But is it a bad movie at that point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was saying to you, it's like you get these critics like Rotten Tomatoes, a very reputable site, or IMDb or whatever. And it's like, who are you? It's like, why should I listen to your word? Like all I see is, like I was telling you on the phone, I was like, all you see is a little avatar picture of this guy or woman's face, who they are, and it's like a little quotations of what they liked or did not like, and just like quick little bullet points. So, because like I said, going back to the society being so fast and ADD, like everybody's got to get this like quick little thing. It's like, who are you again? Like, why am I listening to these people telling me what I can and cannot like?
And I mean, it comes down to, it's like, what makes you think that you are, I guess, able to judge how I'm going to enjoy a film?
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean? Like, who are you to tell me that this movie sucks? Why? Because the camera work wasn't like you like it. The story wasn't like how you liked it. Like, that's what I hate about movie critics, and these dudes, they like go to school for this, and they learn all these things, and it's like, all that's bullshit, because movies are essentially only there to be art and to be entertainment, and you can't judge that.
No, there's nothing to it.
You can't. What I love is completely relevant to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what you love is completely relevant to you. You know
Exactly.
And I don't think anyone has any kind of education that can allow them to predict this is going to be a great movie. This is not going to be a great movie. This is why I fucking hate the Oscars, and I think it's a Ponzi scheme. I think it's all bullshit. It's all about who you know, because half these Oscars movies suck. To me, they suck.
Yeah, well, and
they have no place.
They're one-time watches.
Exactly.
No one's gonna sit down and watch Lincoln every single week for the rest of their life.
No,
but guess what?
true.
You'll watch Heavyweights every week.
Yeah.
You'll watch The Sandlot. You'll watch The Goonies.
Watch Jaws,
But they'll sit down and tell you Lincoln is way better than those movies.
Yeah.
But really, what entertained you more? What entertained you more in the end? Like maybe
Exactly.
Lincoln's amazing. Maybe it's great dialogue, but it's a one-time watch. Are you gonna remember that movie for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Maybe not. You gonna remember The Goonies? I sure as hell am.
It's like they sit down in the movie theater or in the screening wherever they go, and they have like their little laptops or their little like their iPads.
Yeah, like the criteria. Did this movie meet this?
Yeah,
this?
that's
check,
what I'm
check,
saying.
Check. Okay. I'll
Did it
give
have
a
A, B, C, X, Y, Z?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was taught in my
know.
school of movie critiquing class, whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, nope, didn't meet these guys. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
about.
It's like, what?
It's just a bunch of.
You should be entertained.
Yeah.
We go to the movies. We love movies. We love watching movies because you want to sit down and, like you said, dude, everything's so quick. Phones are everywhere. You just want to escape for a couple of hours and just watch a movie. And if you like it, that's great. If you don't like it, that's great too. But all these critics that keep critiquing everything, it's not so much the critics' fault for what they're doing. It's a lot of viewers' faults now because they're allowing these people to tell them what and what not to like. You go to Rotten Tomatoes,
it's a bunch of movie snobs, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like these elitist ideologies that this is better than this and this ranks higher than this. You know, why was Guardians of the Galaxy not put up for best movie? You know what I mean? I thought it was the best movie of last year.
I agree. That was my favorite film so far. But you're never going to see a movie like that get attention.
And that's exactly what
they control what goes in and out of
the Avengers.
Oscars.
When the Avengers hit and the Avengers broke records, not once was the Avengers, even considered for best movie. You know what I mean?
Or The Dark Knight, even. If you want to boil down to some just truly amazing movies that are entertaining.
The Dark Knight. Yeah, if you put The Dark Knight up, I mean, I would argue The Dark Knight competes with any of these other movies for style and cinematography and all these requirements that you have to meet to be Oscar-worthy film.
You're only a good movie if you do this.
Yeah,
I
think Christopher Nolan did just that.
Absolutely.
And where the hell is their Oscar? It's horseshit. And I think
when Heath Ledger won that supporting role, it was and the winner is Heath Ledger. Yay! All right, next guy comes. It's like, whoa, stop for a second, man. Like, this guy died. He probably gave one of the best performances ever in history, from any actor, ever.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, you're just gonna usher him in, give him his little award to his family or just to his name, and then that's it. Be done with for the rest of history. It's like, slow down a minute.
That's another reason I just think.
I was about to say. I'm trying to.
I think the sci-fi.
jerks.
I think the sci-fi genre is just so robbed all the time of anything.
Man.
Any
sci-fi comic book.
Look at
the
the history. The history of sci-fi horror, anything. I mean, there's plenty of horror films that I think could compete for Best Picture.
Oh yeah.
And sci-fi in general, and just that kind of underground.
You'll never see a
genre.
horror film in the Oscars.
Except for The Exorcist.
Well,
okay.
The Exorcist was nominated.
Yeah.
Back in 1970,
73 or 74.
Yeah.
But
anyway, yeah. I mean, I think it's just ridiculous that people let these critics base, okay, this only got this, so I'm not going to go see it because it's a 30%, and it's killing their box office ratings.
It's crazy.
And this is why directors get buried, because they can't fund more movies because their movies didn't perform because these critics suck, and they're they're draining these movies of, okay, let's put these big budgets into crappy stuff, and then take away possible budgets from these really good directors. You know what I mean?
And that's the problem. It's like, if there's one thing that I could say to everybody, anybody who's watching this right now, stop letting movie critics tell you what and what not to go see and what not you should like. If you see a movie, even though other people don't like it, be proud of it. Be proud of that movie and stand up for it, man. If you enjoy it, that's great. Just because someone else says, I don't like it, you don't got to be like, yeah, well, I didn't really like it. No, man. If you enjoy a movie, watch the movie. You know what I mean? If it's something you don't like and someone else likes it, don't force yourself to like it just because someone else says it's amazing. Just go watch the movie and enjoy it for what it is. That's why it's there. You have your own mind. Don't let these other people tell you what to do.
Yep.
In a perfect example, and I don't want to bring up a whole ton of movies, but Chappie is what kind of stirred this up because of how poor it was on Rotten Tomatoes. The Boondock Saints. Essentially, if you look at the Boondock Saints and Rotten Tomatoes, that's a piece of crap film. Mm-hmm. And that's one of our favorites.
Yeah,
and it's a
phenomenal.
It's a cult movie, dude.
Cult
like there
classic,
are
dude.
millions of people that adore that movie.
People line up for hours to meet them, to get pictures with them, to do the Boondock Saints, double gun pictures. Like that's amazing.
The movie's amazing.
Yeah,
anybody go look
movie.
on Rotten Tomatoes right now. That movie has got like nothing to it. Like everybody's pretty much like it's a pile of crap. Mm-hmm. And in my argument, I know we all talked about this yesterday a little bit. This is something that really drives me nuts with these critiques and everything. Is so the internet, it's fairly new, all right, but you look at these movies that were classics now, right? Back in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s and all this stuff. If you take the internet and Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, whatever have you, put it back there, right? These movies aren't classics anymore.
No,
a lot of them.
No.
And the one that we specifically talked about was Alien. When Alien came out, it was no different than what happened with Prometheus. People ripped Alien up. People liked it, but the movie got tore up. Like, what are these plot holes? What was this? What was this that wasn't discussed? You guys showed us this thing, and we didn't find out what it was by the end of the movie. Now it's a classic. Mm-hmm. Now it's like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, where everybody's just like,
one of the best.
This is a horror classic.
Movies ever, dude.
But what happens if that movie comes out the same year it does, and the internet and Rotten Tomatoes is alive,
right?
And you go with those critiques that happened on that day.
Yeah.
Alien does not become the classic it does anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
it
the
doesn't
reason
make the
why
money it made, it doesn't.
Exactly. Maybe you don't get a sequel.
Yeah, you don't get that because now, because everyone loves Alien, you had the whole franchise, but you also had the tie-ins with Predator. You also have all of these things like Prometheus. And I talked to you yesterday about this. Halloween, the first Halloween movie, was tore up. Like the New Yorker, which is like the biggest publication in New York City, basically they said John Carpenter is pitiful. And they said he has no idea how to develop characters. He has no idea how to cast people in his movies. And they said Halloween is a pile of shit, essentially. And look at that. Halloween. The creation of slashers. The creation of,
horror genre almost. Well, it helped.
It opened up
the door for horror films, for slasher films, for that whole babysitter alone at night.
You got Romero's Zombies and Exorcist, but yeah, as far as the babysitter, that whole side of
the classic slasher film, man. Like Psycho's arguably the first slasher, but if you want to go with that classic slasher story, dude, like Halloween started it. It started franchises.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other movie too that we were talking about, we're talking about a lot of horror here because we're all horror fans and stuff, and this is just the stuff that kind of came up. But like The Evil Dead, you watch The Evil Dead now, it's a classic horror film, and it's a really good movie. But if you wanted to critique it hardcore like critics would before it became this classic movie,
it would get.
It's like the acting is terrible. Like nobody knows what the hell they're doing in this movie. The special effects look dated. What's all this sponge shit disappearing at the end of the movie? This looks so stupid and fake. That's what it would have been. I mean, like this is a gore fest, slapstick BS crap, and it doesn't become the classic it is.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I guess just at the end of the day, it's just like these snobs take the fun out of the movies.
They do,
and it really
they have too much sway in what people's minds interpret.
Exactly, because then you'll have the group that's going to go see the movie, but then you'll have the group that waits for the DVD or waits to rent it or waits for the download. You know what I mean?
Rotten Tomatoes says don't go see it.
Exactly, because they have the damn little thing that says green go or red don't go. Like it tells you you should support this movie or you shouldn't support this movie.
And that's a bunch of crap.
And it's bullshit. Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit.
One thing here before we move on, I don't think a lot of people understand the grading system for Rotten Tomatoes either. When a movie says 99%, that doesn't mean all these critics went in there and said this is a 10 out of 10 movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that means the majority gave it a 6 out of 10 or better. Because essentially how that works is you give a 6 out of 10 or a 3 out of 5, whatever you want to look at, but a 60% essentially or better, it's considered a fresh movie. If you give it under that, it's considered rotten. And then what they do is they take all these rottens and all these fresh, and they give you a percentage based off of all these 100% and all these zeros. And that's how they get that final percent.
Right.
If you want to look at a more accurate thing based on critics and stuff, IMDb is way more accurate. Plus, because fans have a say in that. And on Rotten Tomatoes, if you really want to pay attention, you look to the side and you look at what a lot of the fans say because they do have the users score too.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is probably way more important to look at compared to the critics.
Well, it's double on Chappie. It's double.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't read is like they'll Google Rotten Tomatoes Chappie, and the only thing that comes up is the critic score. You actually have to go into the site, go into the thing to find the user score.
Yeah, and that's what's most important at the end of the day, because
Yeah.
it's like other fellow moviegoers, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the one you should be looking at. But regardless, no matter what, go to the movie, support movies. If you're interested in the movie, don't let someone tell you shouldn't go see it or why you shouldn't like it. Make up your own mind for it.
Yeah, everyone like gets all pissy, like, oh, ticket prices have gone up and it's so expensive to go to the movies. And it's like, yeah, because you don't support it anymore. Because no one supports movies anymore, so they have to up their prices in order to have funding for this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be a sad day when movie theaters, man, are like far and few between. Like, just like video stores, dude. Like, they'll start dissipating.
I actually,
Everybody will start downloading. I mean, I'm victim to it, you know?
Movie theaters don't make money off of the movies. They don't make any movie.
That $10 popcorn.
Yeah, they make money off the popcorn and shit. So, like, the when you go to see a movie and you buy that ticket, that's going towards that film. That's going to fund that next director's or that next actor's venture. You know what I mean? It's giving them work. It's allowing them to progress. You know, your ticket price is not going to that movie theater. So, you know, start supporting movies.
Metacritic is like the same thing. They like their user scores are like, and then like, and user and people like me will view. And they'll give like a movie or a game or anything, and it'll be you get like people in there, man, that'll purposely give it a low score because they'll be like, oh, well, I didn't like his last movie or game or whatever, and so this one sucks, and they'll purposely drive it down, and it's like you need to get rid of this like this poison, man.
People's minds are so cluttered, like people can't think for themselves as it is anymore. Right. Because reality TV is just like poisoning the shit out of everybody, dude. And 99% of this country is so concerned with, oh my God, Kim Kardashian? Like, she walked down the street today and her heel broke? Holy shit! And like, that's what people are so concerned with. It's like, live your own life, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, it's very true.
All right, moving on. Comic books. Let's get through this real quick here. Princess Leia 2 came out. Did you get a chance to read this one yet or no?
I haven't read the first one yet, man.
Oh, that's right. You're not missing much.
I just bought it for the collection, man. I'll read the first one. If it sucks, I'll just stop.
I'll tell you what, dude. 2 is better than 1. I enjoyed 2 more than 1. I don't know if that's because it's the only comic I read today, and I did not like the first one at all, so my expectations were way low. But I enjoyed it more. It still gave me the same things, dude. Like, Princess Leia does not feel like this very strong female character. She doesn't sound like I'm in charge, I've got wit, and I'm the one running things. She seems very timid and pulled back, and I don't like it.
That damsel in distress.
Yeah, I don't like how they're doing it. And I'm going to just throw this out there since it's happening.
Spoiler?
Yeah, kind of not. But it's similar. It's similar to what happened with Luke and Vader with this confrontation. So Leia and, this pilot that she took out with her, they go to Naboo, right? What does Leia stumble across? This like painting mural of Queen Amidala, and she looks at it and she's like almost about to say like, oh, she looks familiar, like I feel something in a sense, and then like she gets cut off and then it just moves on, and it's like, why did you have to put that in there?
I would just close the comic at that point, man.
So that I didn't like. That reminded me so much of that other thing.
So like annoyed by these dudes who are trying to force a story out of like. Just come up with something and write it. Stop trying to like add these little things in there to make it like, oh my God, I'm a nerd and I have to have it in there. You know, like
I feel like they're trying hard to make the prequels relevant and stuff. We're just like, we have to make sure they're there. We got to go to Naboo. We got to show Queen Amidala. Look, a Gungan.
There was not one scene where Naboo was used in 4, 5, and 6. Why the fuck would you go there?
Yeah, why is she there now after Episode 4?
You know, from my
did she talk about that in Empire? Did I miss that part? Hey guys, remember when I went to Naboo? We're on Hoth now.
Or it's cold here. Like
Naboo's warm. I went to the Gungan city.
Man, dude, that's just annoying.
You saw want to be friends with Naboo?
Yeah. Oh man.
All right.
Looking back on that, like now it's like it's kind of embarrassing, dude.
You know, it's just like Naboo.
Do this time, Jaja.
Oh man.
Dude, to me, I mean, like, I thought Naboo was destroyed when, like, the Empire took over. So why the fuck would you go back there? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the whole point of putting that in there was. It seems so forced and out of place. Real quick, I don't even need to get into this here. The Guardians Team Up number 3 came out. I enjoyed it. It doesn't even pick up after Guardians Team Up 2. They kind of threw this out there. It feels like to be like, hey, here's kind of what we're doing in this other series. So if you want to keep up with what this is, go read Guardians of the Galaxy number 25. And I'm like, yeah, it seems interesting. But I was like really into that Guardians Team Up 2. But I like where they went with it. Like Ronan was in there and stuff. So it was cool to see Ronan. And it was fun. It was still fun. But I'm ready to get back to where they left off with 2 and see where that picks up. Because they introduced some characters. I was just like, all right, I really want to see where this goes now.
I bought Arkham Knight's prequel comic. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
It's like
So it's like a build up to it?
Yeah, it's built up to the game. The first issue, man, looks really, really good. And I bought Court of Owls, the trade. I told you about that, where it's kind of like no texting, Shifley. Thank you. And
dick pics.
yeah, dick pics. Court of Owls and Superior Spider-Man. That's what I bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I haven't even read them yet, dude. I don't even got time. I was telling Perm, I was like, dude, I'm about done with Age of Ultron. I'm like, that much more.
Yeah.
And I'm like not really digging it. It was like I'm digging it. I like it. But it's like getting to this point where it's like, I kind of don't like how you're going with this route, man.
So it
like,
started real strong and now it's kind of dying off for you.
Well, it's still strong. Like I get what they're doing and I get what's happening in the story. And I totally get it. I totally understand. But like it's like you didn't really have to go this route, man. You know, like
yeah,
it's really like I don't know. I want to say it, dude. You know what I mean? It's like this alternate timeline shit going on. I don't really dig it. But that's it. But I mean, I don't even know how it ends yet, dude. It's like I haven't even. I'm not gonna spoil it.
All right, well, that's good. Let's get on to some video games. And before this kind of opens up here, for 2 seconds, confirmed Battlefront. We're gonna get some exclusive first footage.
Oh
at
shit!
Celebration.
That's right.
So I can't wait for that because PlayStation 4 came in today. I'm excited to finally have it. I can't wait for this game. So that's all I got to say about that. So do your
time
thing,
for J-Bone to... He's pissed.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just gonna have a booth there. I wonder if they're just gonna have like a booth or a panel, and actually have people play it, like beta test it, or if there's gonna be like, hey, here's like TV screens, and this is like footage that we have. Like, come take a look, and we're just gonna like reel this like all day, every day for like 4 days straight.
I would want to say in high hopes, like let us play a little bit, but realistically, I don't think there's any way that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I really don't. But if it happens, man, hell yeah, that's just an extra bonus.
Today's a sad day in video game world.
Every time I go to take a drink, man, you guys are hitting me with this shit.
Dude,
sorry, I'm done.
Bone's fucking depressed.
But before we get to the depression news, we'll get some other news. Nintendo, and everybody knows Nintendo, right? Nintendo's new hardware home console is rumored to be called the NX, or the Nintendo Next. Details and specifications are not yet known, but apparently you can pre-order this bitch. Gotta make that money, right, Nintendo? Apparently. Nintendo is also moving to smartphone gaming, as they made a deal with a Japanese company, Dina, capital D-E, capital N-A, Dina, Dana, Dina, I don't know, I never heard of them, to use Nintendo characters in their games.
DNA.
God, we should have mentioned that earlier with that character being back in there. I totally forgot to mention that.
Oh, the Asian scientist?
He's back in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Life finds a way.
Japanese trends have shifted to, I mentioned this earlier, the Western marketing is all about like PS4 and like AAA games, and Japanese marketing is all about mobile gaming. It's completely different over there. Like it's how it is. Japanese trends have shifted to mobile and handheld style of gaming, unlike Western audience who is primarily home console. I just said that. Next bit of news. A kid spent $4,500. A kid spent $4,500 on microtransactions on the soccer game FIFA.
Jesus.
And the parents are now suing Microsoft over it because they found out.
How the hell can you spend that much money?
That's what I mean.
Sue the shit out of them then, dude. How is it even possible to spend that?
Like,
I got the green soccer ball, the light green soccer ball, the real light green soccer ball. Like,
you would think that like Microsoft or like the bank would be like, yo, we're getting these transactions.
Yeah.
Is this okay?
It's unbelievable they would accept that much. Yeah.
It's like when we went to Vegas, it was like we bought shit in Vegas, and it was like the banks call me hours. They're like, we're gonna lock your shit if you don't authorize these transactions.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's me. I'm here. Like, I'm in the Mirage.
Yeah, like the bank catches you. Like, this is not normal. I see you spent $3,000 on neon shoes
on
for your
motorboating.
character.
So at the ATM at the titty bars. I don't know, whatever.
Hey guys, you guys want to come out here?
Vegas. I see you spent $300 at the titty twister.
Oh, good stuff.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready, dude. What's the shit?
Get on with the shit show, Bone.
All right.
Let me crack my knuckles here. I'm ready. All right.
Hideo Kojima is reportedly leaving Konami Studios after the Metal Gear Solid 5 is over with. So, that's like the new update, right? So I got all these things just written down. I'm just going to spew them out and just get on with it.
Dude, just rain it. Rain it.
Hideo Kojima Studio Kojima Productions, that's his production developing studio, may sound like it's departing from Konami. Konami has removed the branding of Kojima Productions off the official Metal Gear Solid 5 website. Spokesperson said, quote, Konami Digital Entertainment and Mr. Kojima will continue to develop and support Metal Gear products. Please look forward to any future announcements, end quote. If you go on their fucking website, every game that he's ever put out, I was telling him about this earlier, every game that he's ever done has been a Hideo Kojima game, Hideo Kojima game. So it's like I was telling him, it's like, like James Cameron, like a James Cameron film, or a
Ridley Scott,
or like a Ridley Scott film. It's that branding, it's like when they touch, you listen, you pay attention. They completely removed it. They completely removed his name. They completely removed Kojima Productions off of like the website, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? This is like, I wrote on their Facebook page, man. I went on Konami's official Facebook page, and everybody's just like, dude, by this time, I'm surprised not like trending on Twitter, dude. Like, hashtag a Hideo Kojima game. I put that, right? I put that like several times. I posted. But this last one, right as we pull up to your driveway, I said, Hideo Kojima game. I thought Japan's all about honor. Like, why aren't you not honoring this guy's game? Like, that's what I said. So I'm going to go on Facebook and see if I got like 1 million thumbs up, or if anyone just like brushed it off, or if they deleted it. Who knows? Kojima has been with Konami since the beginning. We're talking like NES days. We're
80s,
talking,
dude. Late 80s.
Before we were born, dude. Right, 28 years, man, to be counting. A lot of rumors speculating that Kojima was a bigger factor in the business side of Konami's operations, and that he wants to be independent and do his own thing now. And they're probably like, well, Metal Gear Solid 5 is expensive. The Fox engine is expensive. This game has been in development for 5 years. This is so expensive. Like, this is costing us so much money. So with that said, after 5 comes out, we want you to make 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like, we're gonna, and he's probably like, I'm done. Like, I want to move on. And they probably were just like, no, you're going to be with us because this is under our name, too.
It's our cash cow.
Yeah, literally our cash cow, and I'll get into that for a sec. This makes Metal Gear Solid 5 probably truly his last Metal Gear Solid game. He mentioned that. And Brand's a big question mark now over Silent Hills. Like, Silent Hills is probably fucking done, dude. Like, done. Well, they'll probably take care of it. Silent Hills was actually in contract with Konami and Guillermo del Toro, not with Hideo Kojima. So it's like he was working on it, and Del Toro, he's not a game developer. He's a movie maker. He makes that stuff. I mean, he'll give him. I'm sure it'll be taken over, but it won't be a good game. Like, it won't.
Yeah, Del Toro will probably be just in charge of like creative stuff, not actually game development. But he'll be like, okay, I'll design the characters, I'll design the setting, and then you guys make it.
Yeah, and who knows who's going to make it. It's probably going to turn out like crap, dude. It's probably going to turn out like garbage.
A bummer, dude. That is a bummer.
Kojima on his last, he's always on Twitter, dude. Like, I don't have Twitter, but I see like these forums and they're like, oh, check out his new thing, and he's always like posting like a picture of Metal Gear Solid something with like a little one-word tweet, and he said something like moving on. That's all he said, and it showed like a picture of Big Boss like about to depart onto a helicopter.
Oh,
and
damn.
like, you know what I mean?
Well, then it's all legit then, dude.
Yeah. On top of all that, Konami's big cash cow, we mentioned this earlier. On top of all that, Konami's big cash cow is Metal Gear. So if he was to leave, it would greatly impact profits, and they'll have to shift their focus to maybe other platforms like mobile or applications.
I was gonna say, where do the rights reside? Then he can't take the game with them, right? Because that's
I don't know.
Konami,
I mean,
isn't it?
you would assume he, after all these years, he probably had to sign some sort of contract that said like, "Yo, like this is with me too. Like this is my game."
You wonder how that's gonna work. Like who's gonna own that?
Konami actually financially as a company is not doing that bad. They actually specialize in like health shit, like gyms and like health products. I don't know, I guess. That's what it says. But as far as their digital entertainment, like the video game side, horrible. Metal Gear is the only thing keeping them afloat, like big time afloat. So if that's gone, well, they'll keep it, but people won't buy from them no more. Mm-mm. You know, they'll be like, we're gonna go where the gold man is. Yeah,
they'll go where
he goes.
Kojima is.
Spokesperson said Konami Digital Entertainment. Well, I already mentioned this earlier. Mr. Kojima will continue developing Metal Gear games and products, so please look forward to any future announcements. And last thing, the last bit of news, the recent update, Konami stock is currently going down. as this blew up, like their stock has been going down.
Yeah, dude. What else would you expect?
So
it sounded like that was Kojima wanted out. Then it wasn't Konami obviously doesn't want to lose that. It sounds like Kojima. Maybe something happened under the scenes, dude. For all this to blow up that quick, and like he does this thing of Big Boss walking away. They almost had to have a falling out, dude.
They had to have had a big falling out, and I think what it was I think a lot of it was I was telling Perm. I think Kojima Productions, that developing company, was becoming more famous than actually like the name Konami itself. Oh, yeah. So it's like what was I giving examples of earlier?
Kind of like 20th Century Fox puts out the Star Wars movies, but Lucasfilm is like more well known for Star Wars.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like you think 20th Century Fox, it's like Lucasfilm. Or you think, for example, Chicago Bears. It's like you don't think Chicago Bears and all these other players. You think I don't know. You think Walter Payton. Like Walter Payton is Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears. Like it's bigger than Chicago Bears. That's what I think it was getting at, and they didn't want that. They wanted to shift.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan, bigger than both.
Exactly. Perfect example. Yeah. Michael Jordan is the Chicago. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that, but in a weird way. But yeah, that's weird, man. Like Metal Gear Solid 5, it'll be weird playing that. You know.
Who knows? I mean, you still have how long until it comes out?
September 1st.
Dude, they could
patch
it up tomorrow. Yeah. You don't know. I mean, this is all just a shit show
and
today.
It was weird because some guy on Reddit, he stumbled on this shit, dude. He was just kind of poking around the website like in a normal day, and he noticed like something on Konami's like their senior executives, like what their positions are. Yeah. And he is a big time position guy. He's like an executive officer or something like that. He's one of the bigger guys Kojima was, and he noticed his name wasn't on there, and they updated it on March 4th, and he's like, whoa, wait a minute, what? He's like, isn't he supposed to be like this position? Well, this guy's taking his position. Wait a minute here. And then like all this stuff started unfolding. Like they started taking like a Hideo Kojima game off like the website. It's now off there. You go on the website, it doesn't say that at all. And it's just like crazy. It's like, wait a minute.
That's like a big. I mean, it's something that has to revolve around the game, dude. Yeah. Something had to have happened something revolving around the game, dude. For that relationship to be intact that long, it's like now you got like this huge game that's going to be like massive.
This is what
this happens before the release. Something huge had to have happened.
Yeah, you wonder if it was Kojima who was like, I don't want to be a part of that if you're going to release it like that. You know, like take my name off of it if you're going to put it out like that.
Yeah, or that's his baby too. So
or if Konami was like, "Well, fuck you, we're gonna take your name off because you don't agree with us." You know, Like, who knows what side wanted the name off?
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
That's what's weird.
There's
It is, that is pretty.
I know
wild.
I know we're over time. There's
You
major
got that quote coming up, dude.
Yeah, major media news outlets and stuff that that have inside sources to like Konami and stuff out in Japan. And they were contacting their sources, and they're like, "Dude, what is going on? Like, there's no official statement. They're just they're giving everybody like the same BS horse crap over and over on all these websites, IGN, GameSpot, you name it." And all they could really say was like, "Yeah, there was like a power struggle between the two people,
Like it.
and that he will be leaving. Like, they'll finish up. He's under contract with them until December." And it makes you wonder if he's still under contract with Silent Hills, if that game is going to be put out by like Christmas time, December 31st. Who knows? Or, which I doubt it, because no. And then he's got to finish up Metal Gear Solid 5, for release. And on top of this, here's the weird thing, man, is that this all is going to take effect. Like, all these new positions and these new people and like Kojima and all this stuff is all taking effect on April 1st, on April Fool's Day. And Kojima is like the master of trolling people. He loves it, dude. He like thrives on it, right? And everyone's just like, it's a troll. It's just Kojima doing his thing. Yeah, blah, blah. And then people start to realize, like, hey, man, like, hey now, this is getting serious, And like, and I don't know. But April Fool's is the Japan new fiscal year. So I'm sure, like, if you got shareholders on your stock for Konami and you just saw like Kojima's dipping out, that's some serious shit, dude.
Sell.
You can't fuck around like that. So yeah, that's it.
I'll see what happens.
We'll
quote. See. Yeah, let's bust this out quick so we can wrap it up and get some pizza.
Okay, I know everyone's seen this movie. I had a hard time getting a quote. It wasn't as cool as the quote I had last time, but this is very, very memorable quote. I actually had to steal this off a freaking website because I was that bad at getting ideas this week. Okay, ready?
Right, dude. I'm a website quote stealer too.
This,
yeah, we all.
This is so easy. This is such a dead giveaway. All right. Get busy living. Get busy dying.
It's of all quotes.
I know it sucks, man. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
No, it's good though, man.
I'm sorry, it sucks. But you know what?
I'll take it.
That's one of my favorite movies ever. What movie is it?
Say it.
No, you guys say it. On 3. 1.
Oh, that's coming to me.
Yeah.
2.
I'm picturing.
You guys don't know. I thought you were trolling me, dude.
I am kind of, but like I'm watching it right now, dude. Help me.
Wait, do you know what movie it is?
I'm trying to think of the character who says this.
Oh, come on. Oh, dude. It's yeah, what is his name? It's the dude. It's I know who it is.
I don't know his name.
I know his name. All I gotta say is fucking Batman.
I'm gonna piss my pants, dude.
Get busy living, get busy dying. Andy Dufresne crawled through 5 miles of beer smelling shit.
Thank you. God dang it. Yes. Yeah, it's Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman.
God dang it.
Oh.
People are probably watching just like, Shawshank Redemption, you fucking nerds.
Yeah, dude. I just revisited that movie a couple months ago again, but yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in years, but I was just like, I was thinking of the voice saying it.
That's what I was picturing. I was picturing that deep, like, your beers are dying. Or, that's what I was picturing. I was like, yeah.
All right, yeah. Good job. You stumped us.
Did I really? I totally
I forgot
you guys
that quote's from that movie. And
dude, I thought you guys were going to grab that, like, immediately.
No.
Like, boom.
Hell no.
No, sorry, dude. I failed you.
I've only seen that movie once in my life, and it was
shit.
like
that's whenever
years ago.
Never mind.
And I remember him saying it, but I was just like, I know where this is from. I just don't know what's going on because I forgot who said it.
You knew it was from, right?
I knew it was a quote.
Oh, yeah. I was picturing the voice like, get busy living.
But, I mean, you knew the movie, like, immediately, right?
I didn't.
No, I was drawing a blank, dude. I was totally drawing a blank. All I was doing was hearing the voices. Like, if I could have pictured...
It's my second time I got you guys now, dude.
You're good,
yeah,
man. Next week's going to be like this.
You didn't get me on the first one.
Well, you guys are looking, and I was like, rewatch that episode. Rewatch that episode. I was like, all right, let me do it in the character's voice. And I said, whatever I said, and then...
Dude, next bone quote's going to be like, The shutters are gray. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
We're groovy. All right, cool. Good episode, man. It's episode 7. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, facebook.com/Nerfherders Podcast. We will see you next week. We're going to go eat some pizza.
The Nerf Herders Awaken.
We got to...
Episode 7.
Tell them what you just got. What's over there, man? Tell them what you just got.
I said it. Do we did video games? PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's hanging right up there on the counter.
4 for life.
See you guys next week. Till then, keep on Nerf herding. You're